Yeah.
It's your
Mr.
right there.
Yeah.
Mr.
Up Twisted Sister song.
Yeah.
Mr. I've got friends in low
Classic, dude.
place. You suck. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Big Pick 4, the NFL handicapping show, where the NFL handicapping gurus, Big Danny D and Big Brian B, will give you the best 4 picks for NFL Sunday games, to include the guarantees, the Big Danny D guarantee and Big Brian B guarantee. As always, we start with a recap of the prior week picks. And how did we do last week?
3-1.
Yeah, I
Shit the bed.
yeah, I did.
Biggie, he bet against those Jets, man. You can't bet against the Jets. Yo, they covered the spread again this week.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that spread was ridiculous this week, but yeah, the Jets are undefeated at home against the Buccaneers. I didn't know that going in.
He made the mistake of betting against the Jets circus.
Yeah. Well, I think the Bucs have their own
Big
circus
mistake.
this week. They had their team meeting, and they all hate the coach. It's ridiculous what's going on there too. Oh yeah, they have a mess of their own.
I don't have cable, so I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you didn't get the whole scoop, which of course I get here being a local
That's
fan.
right.
Tell us.
First of all, they took away the captainship from the QB.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
At the beginning of the season. And then guess what he does as a, what do you call it, passive-aggressive retaliation? He doesn't show for the team picture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard about that. He fell asleep. Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
about
right. And that stupid...
He, quote, overslept.
And that stupid linebacker, Lamar's name is, Levante David, who's the quarterback when he's 50 yards. That was ridiculous. Can't hit the guy, and especially it was on the Jets sideline too. So they all went crazy.
Yeah, you know what that reminds me of? Remember when Trent Cole kicked what's the name of the balls?
Yeah, Giants offensive lineman.
And it kept the game. We would have won that
Yeah,
game. He didn't do
the
that.
Eagles would have won that game.
We would have won that
This
game.
was the same thing. This was a stupid on the sideline. So they're all yelling and screaming. Rex Ryan's throwing his belly around, and the officials call it, and they get another 15 yards and kick a field goal and win the game. That was awful. That was really awful.
Well, the awesome news is that we are not blacked out this week for a home game.
Oh, nice.
You excited to watch the Bucs?
Yeah, right. That sounds like a big one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the Week 2 Badge of the Week. Danny D.
All right, the Badge of the Week for Week 2 is Buffalo head coach Doug Marrone, the man who cried at the end of the game because he lost. Doug, you can't do that. You know, this isn't college. Losing the first game doesn't knock you out of the national championship run. You know, if you lose 5 or 6 games, that's right. That's Doug Marrone, still crying up there in Buffalo. But anyway, you can't cry at the end of the game. The guy was pale white. He looked like it looks like his dog died, and they got run over by a truck and pushed down the street. And he saw it happen in front of him. I mean, he just looked so pale. The guy has to get a grip. You know, you're the head coach of a professional team, and all the players look up to you, and everything comes down from you. And if you portray an image of being overly emotional about the wrong things, that could have a negative impact on the team. So, Doug, get it in check next week, and don't cry at your post-game press conference. And if you lose 5 or 6 games this season, you'll probably get a raise. You know, especially being in Buffalo, where they, you know, usually lose like 10, 13 games a season. So shape up, Doug. Let's go.
I don't know. That's like send a shout out to Rex Ryan for not being Dan's Badge of the Week for the first time in like 10 weeks.
That's right.
Way to go, Rex.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know, he will
Way to not be a badge.
You know, he will be a candidate for next week's show, as always. After yesterday's terrible performance, but that's a different story.
Well, you guys can really take the kid gloves off with Andy Reid now, right? Now that he's with the Chefs.
Yeah, well, we had fun of him before.
Yeah, what are you talking
Brian
about?
used to kill him every week. saying how stupid he
is.
is.
On, dude?
You know, he's now called the Big Tomato.
I got death threats from a coworker because I used to pick against Eagles and Andy Reid.
Oh yeah, I told him. Yeah, I told him about that. He picked against the Eagles in the pool this week.
You told me that?
Yeah.
Why? You're an ass. You're a fucking asshole. Yo, if he comes at is he knocking at my door at 4 a.m, I'm gonna kick your ass.
This is Steve Hinkle, the laziest man on earth.
Bastard.
No, he's very lazy. Anyway, hi,
Steve. No, I
Steve.
didn't pick against the Eagles, just the spread. They're gonna win, but they're not gonna win by 9.5.
I know, he didn't care.
So, we will now have, coming off of a 2-0 combined pick week 1, we will now have the combined pick for week 2, Danny D.
Well, this is going to sound weird after the Badge of the Week, but this week we're taking Carolina versus Buffalo at Buffalo. Buffalo is the home dog at +2, but I thought their defense actually played pretty well against the Patriots last week, and Carolina did absolutely nothing against Seattle at home. And based on that, I say to take Buffalo this week as the home underdog. I think E.J. Manuel actually played in control last week, which is surprising, considering he didn't really do a whole lot in Florida, really. The offense was totally different. But it was his first game. He was calm. He did a nice job, and he kept Buffalo in the game. And then their defense was impressive. They played hard, and they did a good job against Brady. Now they're facing Cam Newton this week, who has nothing on the outside except for maybe Steve Smith. The other receivers are terrible. He doesn't throw to the tight end. Their running game is kind of a mess. They scored a big 7 points last week. I mean, obviously, I think they'll score a few more, but Buffalo, all they have to do is win. You know, so that's why I'd say go with Buffalo this week at +2.
Buffalo winning at home at a +2. And for your second combined pick, Big Brian B.
Second combined pick for week 2 is going to be Denver -4 at New York Giants. Take Denver. I think they'll cover the spread. I was really impressed last week by Peyton Manning's performance. He's basically got 3 weapons, 1 new one, but 3, and actually. Wow. The first time we picked them, though, right? Well, how can you have a love train? This is our first time.
You've always picked Peyton.
All right. I'll give you that. But I like their offense this year. They have Wes Welker. They have Julius Thomas, who is another, I think, a mini Tony Gonzalez. He's basketball background in college. He looked good. Their offense looked really good.
They have, what's his name, Demarius Thomas, who was a beast. They have Eric Decker.
And I watching the game last week with the Giants-Cowboys, the Giants weren't getting a lot of pressure on Romo. I didn't see the old, Justin Tugg, Human Yor getting pressure.
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Yeah, Romo pretty much sat in the pocket, did what he wanted.
Well, Human Yor doesn't play for the Giants anymore.
No, I'm saying back in the day when they had.
Oh yeah, when they had Strahan and all those guys. I have those 4 ends on the line.
Yeah. I think he'll be able to have time and basically pick the Giants defense apart. And the Denver defense is not great. But I think it'll be a high-scoring game, but I still think that Manning and the Broncos will cover.
Peyton.
I think, Peyton will cover. I think it'll be like 38-31, 34-27, but I think they'll cover the 4 points. Their offense is it's a machine. It really is.
They have too many guys.
Yeah.
They can't cover everybody. They can cover
Welker.
Demarius Thomas, but then that Julius Thomas or Decker or Welker, they'll be on open.
Yeah.
There'll be no double team on them. I mean, he just has too many guys to pick from. And what if they get their running game going? I mean, they could really be scary.
And Manny knows how to pick a defense apart. He knows how to go to the line of scrimmage. He knows how to point out the safety and who's blitzing, and he knows where to go with the ball.
It's tough to disguise coverages against him.
Yeah, so for all those reasons.
Until the playoffs.
But I wouldn't call it our love train yet, though. It's too early for my brother to do the love train song.
Oh, yes. Peyton has a good outing in week 1, and we're already on the love train. But I think we could have a good run on the love train this year with Peyton Manning. He's back. I think he's proved that. And like you say, he's got a receiver core on his hands here, unlike Tom Brady.
That's right.
Are you making fun of my fantasy football team? I've already lost. I don't care.
Yeah,
Well,
go
it's
Stefano.
a foregone conclusion that you might as well have taken that money and smoked it.
Well, he didn't pay yet, so you can still do that.
That's true.
Yeah, jugs.
Okay, so there you have the week 2 NFL combined picks, being your Denver Broncos traveling across country, across time zones, to go play the New York Giants, coming off their first loss in Dallas in the new stadium, right?
Yeah, first loss at Jerry World.
And Buffalo at home. And, it's not winter yet, so we can't give them that advantage of being able to play in the snow. But hopefully they will come through over your Carolina Panthers.
Hi, honey.
And that's not cool. That's cool. Want to see another cool 4-pack?
4 beers, $5. Now that's cool.
That doesn't make sense. All right, on to the show.
Oh, yeah,
on to the show.
let's get on with this.
On to the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now have the first guarantee coming off a big, huge loss. Danny D, the anchor of the team.
That's right. I'm supposed to be the anchor leg here.
Anchors away, my boys. Anchors away.
Damn, Navy. You're supposed to hate the Navy. Anyway,
Beat the Navy.
the big D guarantee this week is Indianapolis -1 at home. Indianapolis has to win this game. They're playing against Miami. I know Miami looked good against Cleveland last week, and they won a pick for us, one of our combined picks. But this is 2 weeks in a row for Miami on the road. Indianapolis barely won at home. I think they'll be better this week. I know Vic Ballard's out for the season, but their running game isn't great anyway. I mean, try to make some Ahmad Bradshaw and some of what's his name, Donald Brown, but it's only a 1-point spread, and I believe that Indianapolis can win by at least a field goal in this game.
Plus, Andrew Luck is the fourth quarter comeback.
Yeah, he's the comeback guy. So basically all they have to do is win, and most games aren't a 1-point game, and at worst it's a push. But I already see this coming down to more than 1 point. So Indianapolis has to do is win. They tend to win at home. The only team they have trouble with is Jacksonville for some reason.
That killed us last night.
Yeah,
Killed me last
but
night. That was a last-minute touchdown too. Remember?
Yeah, it was.
That's bullshit.
But
Cecil Shorts.
Miami's okay. Their offense wasn't great against a bad Cleveland team. Their defense against played great, but that's Brandon Weeden who threw 3 first-half interceptions, who Luck is clearly in a better class of quarterback than Weeden. So I think you'll have a good game, and I expect Indianapolis to cover this spread and win by more than 1 point. So this week, take Indianapolis in that game by -1.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't take Indianapolis last week.
Well, it's good we didn't. They would have. The spread was high.
Was it? I didn't check the spread, but I thought. Who'd they play last week?
They played Oakland, and they didn't cover. I think it was a 9.5-point spread, and they only won by like 5.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a bet against Oakland season. Like your 2 guarantees every week were betting against Oakland and Jacksonville.
Yeah, but they play against each other
You would
this
win
week.
100% of the time.
Yeah, but they win. They play against each other this week, and Oakland is favored by 6 points in that game.
Scott, that's why we're the gurus and you're the fucking producer. Drink your beer.
We're not picking either of those. That's a terrible game to pick. You don't know what the hell could happen. Chad Henne's going to play instead of Blaine Gabbert, or Gabreth, as Brian calls him. And that team stinks. Oakland stinks. Who knows what's going to happen? They're going to have a baseball field in the middle of the field. Who knows what that effect that's going to have? No, I'm staying far away from that one.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your first guarantee pick for Danny D for week 2 being the Indy Colts. Let's have the second guarantee, Big Brian B.
The week 2, the Big B guarantee is the Redskins +9 at Green Bay. I think Green Bay will win.
We are still the NFC champions until after the Washington Redskins. They suck.
What's that from? What the hell? Anyway,
Hey, listen closely, because there was a fan. He had something to say about that.
We are still the NFC champions until after the Washington Redskins. Because they suck.
Oh my God.
That was funny.
That was great.
That was random.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think the Redskins will. I think they'll keep it somewhat close, and I think with the pressure from Arakpo and Kerrigan, I think they can put pressure on Rodgers. And Griffin looked better in the second half than he did in the first half. I think he just needs to get his timing back. The Packers are one-dimensional. They still don't have a running game, so they're going to throw the ball around. Dan doesn't like this when I say this, but I really don't give a fuck what Dan thinks. He doesn't like the garbage touchdown methodology I use. But let's say the Packers are up by 14 with 4 minutes to go. The Redskins could always score that garbage touchdown to make it a 7-point victory instead of a 9.5.
Or maybe it'll just be a close game.
But I just think that 9 is a really big spread, and the Redskins are a good team, and their defense in the second half really played well against the Eagles. So for all those reasons, I don't think the Packers are going to cover the 9-point spread. So go out and put all your money on the Redskins.
It could just be a close game. I mean, I don't forget the garbage touchdown. I mean,
I
it could
think
be
the Packers are going to win, but I just don't think
like last
they're
week
win.
against the 49ers, are kind of a nip and tuck kind of game.
Right, I just don't think they're going to win by more than 9.
I think this could be a close, tight game. Yeah.
And I want to add to my brother, who at the end of the show always does ways to collect money to do the bet. I saw a new way. I went to Wendy's, and you know the change thing comes down when you give money, and there's change back, and it comes down the slot. Well, I went to Wendy's this week, and there was change. Someone who had just left it there, and there was like 75 cents just sitting there. No one was looking. I thought about taking it, but I didn't. But for all those people who should bet on my Big B guarantee...
Thank you.
Fuck you, Scott. Anyway,
Thank you very
go to
much.
Wendy's and McDonald's. Steal change from the slot.
As you can see, look what it's done to Brian. New Jersey Italians.
He gets probably. He's like, oh my God.
No, the computer is tilting. It shut off on me again. I lost the guarantees.
Are you serious? You just messing with us? Are you just messing with us?
No, the computer is, without warning, just shutting off on me. You know, it just goes plunk and it's gone.
But don't you see?
Wait a minute. Instead of arguing, maybe we should just do this before it goes out again, so we don't have to do it a third time.
No analysis, just picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in and out. We're just naming the picks.
Yeah, just to get it over. Then you can do your violation. We can get out of here.
Let's have our first guarantee.
All right.
From Danny D.
All right. My guarantee pick is Buffalo +1 at home against Carolina.
No, I thought it was Indy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Indy.
He's not even drunk, folks. He's sober. He's just stupid.
All right, let's try this again. Take 2.
Cut. Take 2.
Cut. Take 2. That's right, Indy -1. I forgot. It's been so long.
So what's your guarantee, Danny?
All right, my guarantee this week is Indianapolis -1 at home against Miami. I think they'll win by at least a field goal.
All right, my Big B guarantee for this week is Washington +9 at Green Bay. I think Green Bay is going to win. but I think Washington will cover. I think it's going to be a 7-point victory for the Green Bay Packers.
We are still the NFC champions until after the Washington Redskins. Because they suck.
So there you have your 2 guaranteed picks for week 2. Now let's have your man violation from Big Brian B.
All right, after discussion, my brother has informed me that my man violation has already been used. So my new man violation for week 2 is heterosexual men. I always got to preface heterosexual men that watch Little League baseball. A buddy at work, a coworker, had admitted, his name is Ed Kuhn, and he doesn't gamble either. He just likes to watch.
And he doesn't have a kid
baseball.
either.
Yeah, he doesn't have a
If
kid.
you have a kid, I think it's okay because you're watching with your son who might enjoy watching Little League baseball.
Anyway, yeah, well, either or. He doesn't have a kid. He's heterosexual, and he admits that he likes to watch Little League baseball on ESPN. That is a man violation. He's real. Ed Kuhn's a real person, folks. He does exist.
Yeah, Kuhn.
Wow.
Yeah, he admitted it. He likes watching it.
Does he track it all year to see who's going to make the Little League World Series? Does he track,
Yeah,
he
he watches it for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, for 3 straight weeks.
He loves it. He absolutely
loves
loves
it. On
it.
his cell phone. He watches it on his
he
cell
loves
phone.
it. It's like,
He looks at the
Japan's going to win
updates.
this week. Oh, no, I don't know about California. He loves it. It's awful.
With the 17-year-old Cuban boys. Pitching.
The Chinese Taipei uses the old kids too.
Yeah, Dominican Republic. He's 50.
Yeah, one year one of these teams, all the kids had beards, and they're making a comment. Oh, these kids look old for 13.
All those guys. Julio Franco everyone thought he was like 35 for 10 years.
Yeah, right. And you're still playing for the Little League team.
Remember that Julio Franco? They found out he was like 10 years older than he really was.
Yeah. I think it was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's wrap up the show. We also would like to say,
shocking.
Scott, get your shit together for next week because me and Dan, we like doing the show, but we don't like hanging out for 2 hours.
Yeah. The equipment is malfunctioning.
Fix it.
So
damn it.
Get over that hurdle.
Scott, if you gotta sell blood or sell your body to get a new computer, prostitute yourself, it's okay. Me and Dan will not judge you, right, Dan? We will not judge you.
We don't judge people other than Brian here.
So what you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is you need to start up a little parts assembly operation in your home using your children as labor. As labor, you can assemble, like small assemblies in the house, and send those in and get profits that way, so that you can place your bets. It's a. They don't know who made the parts. They just want results, folks. These kids need to stay indoors in the basement making small assemblies
Oh my
to support
God.
the family.
I do not endorse this.
Neither do I.
How else are you going to get money to go out and place your bets? And as always,
Score with Big Pick 4.
damn it. Nah, man,